madness. This is
Jane Bond art.
So when we draw motorcycle in extreme perspective, it's became very important to understand this kind of thing about ellipses. It's what ellipse, you know. So ellipse, it's a circle in perspective, right? And also ellipse, because this circle, can you see? Circle has this relationship with the square. So like it's kind of like in a contact with the square in the square sides center. Okay, so when we have square in perspective, let's see like this. So here are square, find center, you know, this kind of basic how to find center in perspective. Okay, so now we have this middle points of a square in perspective, right? So ellipse, like a circle, also will touch these middle points of a square, but there is interesting quality, also interesting property of ellipse, which you need remember very clearly. So like you see here, what we also see with circle, it's 4 quarters. So it's like circle perfectly made from 4 quarters. You can also divide it as like on 2 halves, right? So 2 halves, 4 or 4 quarters, whatever. So same with ellipse. No matter kind of what ellipse we have, like this ellipse or more open ellipse kind of, or I can use this ellipse tool. So say like this, right? So ellipse also will have this property of a circle, so it can be divided. So it's kind of always symmetrical form, shape. See, so it always made from 4 equal parts, always. But then look, interesting, crazy moment. it's square in perspective. We see like this 1, 2, let's say, in these 3, 4 parts, or like 4 quarters of square, right? Farther parts of square, they're in perspective, they're like diminishing, they became smaller, right? So we might think like, oh, okay, so ellipse must be also like this 2 parts must be smaller, right? In reality, not. No, in reality, ellipse remain symmetrical. So it's still like 4 quarters, 4 equal parts. So no matter what kind of ellipse we have, let's again draw square in perspective. Так. So, так. You see, so every time ellipse will be like symmetrical. Every time ellipse will be like kind of made from 4 equal parts. So because here's this kind of interesting paradox. Ellipse is 2D shape. It's two-dimensional. Two-dimensional. Okay, kind of like a line. You know, look, line can be like when we draw a cube in perspective, right? Like a line, it's simultaneously it's two-dimensional kind of mark. You know, it's just like a two-dimensional mark on the paper, and in same time it represent side of a 3D object, right? So we kind of have this like together, these two properties exist together simultaneously. So same with ellipse. Ellipse is simultaneously two-dimensional and three-dimensional. So it means like as ellipse, it's two-dimensional shape. But if you draw a wheel of motorcycle, what is on a motorcycle wheel? Motorcycle wheel have center, right? So it's like you draw, for example, so there must be like a central axle for a wheel, so we can attach motorcycle fork. And think here that this wheel center behave as a center of a square. Okay, so again, like as geometric object, ellipse is two-dimensional kind of form, right? But as 3D object, ellipse follow no, ellipse as a circle in perspective will follow properties of a square. So when, oh my god, why don't I say it's outside of screen? Так. So when we draw like using like Scott Robertson, let's say this side view of motorcycle, right? So let's say if motorcycle length is a 4-wheel. Okay. I can also, let's draw. So here is our y-axis. Let's draw this. So front wheel. And the rear wheel. Okay. So you see each ellipse touch center point of a square. So, and now when I draw a wheel in perspective, we will consider this center point of a square. So let's see. So here this axle. So this kind of tiny nuance which is a big deal actually, you know. And also this kind of tiny nuance which separate us from amateurs. Just when you understand some core principles. And you don't make these essential mistakes, which might be like, again, like invisible for untrained or uneducated eye, but we always feel something odd when artists don't understand it, right? So here, again, like when I draw wheel, I look at the I'm drawing wheel considering center of a square, but every ellipse should be symmetrical as to the form. So let's say if I draw like 2 more ellipses to show thickness of the wheel, right? You see, I draw them while considering wheel with this center here. So we have, in this case, we have this like effect of a square in perspective when like a front side of a wheel bigger and the rear side of the wheel is smaller, kind of, is more diminished, like it's divided like this, you see. Так, so on here again I can draw fork. Whoop. then here's and then you draw the motorcycle. Так. So then let's say, so we have this perspective here. So you see, I put X and Z vanishing points close to each other, so we have this like extreme tapering kind. Then I drew this side projection of a motorcycle, so we have this like 4 wheels as the 4 squares length of motorcycle, and then I add ellipse over front and rear wheel. So this how look front wheel in this extreme perspective. You see, it's if we take out again grids, right? You see, it's just it's just 2D ellipse, symmetrical with the 4 equal parts. But as a wheel, it has center here, so this is kind of like paradox, which kind of need you need little train your brain to feel it, right? Так. So, and if we do this Scott Robertson approach, так, let's say take this blue. So what he do? So we're drawing cross section of a wheel. So see, it's the center. Так. Так. Оп. Оп. So no, it's cross section of a wheel tire. Maybe it would be more precise, right? So here I kind of eyeballing how much it will be exaggerated. Maybe like this kind of. So this around and go like this. Okay. So then what we So then we kind of like drawing, maybe I make another layer. Draw an ellipse. Going through these 4 points. And these 4 points. And we can also, yeah, also this, because it's create this protrusion. So have you see this, this, and this point. It's also ellipse here. So I take this like very extreme examples specifically, so it's make like good demonstration of this principle, you know, how wheel is distorted. And no, demonstration of difference of ellipse center, ellipse geometry, and wheel geometry, or like 3D object geometry in this case. Так. So then let's так. It's kind of crazy to draw it freehand. Так. So, yeah. So I think this there, let's inside. Так. We kind of this there, so let's take out. So it's kind of like how will be distorted wheel. That good. Oh, yeah, okay. Super good. Okay. Так. I'd say maybe like here. Let's adjust. More like this. Or not. Okay, anyway, so here we have this case of extreme distortion. Then second case, it's when perspective grid with now we have two y and z vanishing points close to each other, and this x, you see, it's a little outside. So it creates a very crazy. See, so this is our motorcycle side projection in this perspective. So it's crazy distorted. So, and there, how ellipses will look with this distortion. See, so it's a front wheel now here. Так, let's also make this Scott Robertson approach to draw cross sections. Так. This. Так. So what's this? Так, so here you see this middle point on a square. So this round this. Then this is middle point of a square. Here's this roundness. So 4 cross sections. Let's show you. This look like how crazy it looks like. So they're actually like a cross, have perpendicular relationship, but with this extreme perspective, it looks like I don't know, it's like 45 degree. So it's very unnatural. Так. So, also I forget. Так, we have this. But with some like digital, you know, with 3D models, you can make this effect. You can make this kind of like camera lens, so it will be extremely distorted linear perspective, because you know with our eye and the 360 camera, such fish eye view, they always will be curvilinear. So have it linear, it's kind of special effect. It's not normal. Так, so and now you see what I connect, what kind of ellipses I draw. Yeah, maybe it's black. So have these 4 points, and I draw ellipse, which should be like similar to this ellipse. It should be like similar degree, similar kind of proportions, but smaller. Now we have these 4 points. Так. And now we have these 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4, they kind of merge. Like outer ellipse. Так. So now it's like drawing wheels, drawing ellipses for wheels. It's like next level ellipse exercise. So don't stuck too much on some basic ellipse exercise, because anyway, compared to this, it's too much, kind of too basic. When you drawing wheels, it's really when you go next level with ellipses. Because we have like a bunch of ellipses and some crazy tangents, kind of like merging with each other. Yeah. Then also here 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Okay, 1, 2. Так. So here. Crazy. This. This. Okay. Let's try. Right there. Okay. Yeah, somebody was asking like if there Control Z. Yeah, so what? Control Z. Well, drawing digitally, it's really some very specific thing. So, like for example, like I hate jitter when you draw digitally. There, if you like making zero stabilization, every line will be like shaken. So if like same movement I do on a paper it will be like solid straight line. Digitally it will be like zigzag line. So you always need to have some stabilization in the program, so it will kind of neutralize this digital jitter. So from start it's so it's kind of always assisted in drawing for a certain extent, just because it's almost impossible to draw straight line without stabilization in digital. Так, so here. So also, like you see right now, I'm doing this finalization inking, and I'm aware like I'm human being and none of my ellipses perfect. I just see when it's feels right, I reinforce it with the final line art, right? But when I see like in this stage, I need to adjust, like this one, I feel I need to adjust it, like go little more like this. Just wish I can rotate screen. Oh, okay. So this kind of ellipse, so surgical. It's like a little wrong move and it look broken. Так. Yeah, this digital wobble is so annoying. So you need to make it your style when you draw digitally, right? Like a Zyfit kind of, right? Like he drew with a wobble line. So, and because kind of like embrace it, it just look like his style. But I don't know, I don't like wobble line. So I use some stabilization. So you kind of like making very light stabilization to avoid wobble and make sure it's not kind of slowing down your line too much. Так. Where is it? Because if it's too much stabilization, if too much stabilization, you just can't draw fast, and it's also annoying. Так. But yeah, when drawing geometry, like I think it's fine to make very high stabilization. Because anyway, I don't understand how people draw architecture, like environments or vehicles in digital. It just feels so stiff. Like when I draw on paper, it's much more fun to draw environments. Somehow drawing people digitally, it's okay, but when you start to draw all this linear geometry with, you know, technical kind of like buildings and props and vehicles, it just became so technical. It's like you feel like you're work somewhere, like you just like kind of like a vector. It's when I was art student, I take some jobs to draw in vector, and I was like, what the hell? It's like it's calling drawing in a vector, but in reality, it's nothing about drawing. You just like making points, you're making curves, all this Bezier, all the stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's so boring. It's so annoying, kind of. And yeah, drawing architecture in digital feels like drawing this vector kind of icons. It's too sterile. It's like it became too much, like it's became too much about generating imperfection intentionally, because it gravitates towards just like make everything super neat and perfect, like stereo drawing. And you need to make effort to avoid this like absolute compute kind of drawing, right? When everything like just coordinates. But when you draw traditionally, just like absolutely different case. Like when you draw traditionally, you create like all your focus. It's use like maximum ability you as this kind of like media have to create illusion of 3D or like real world, you know. So it's like all your effort on making some magic, kind of making building illusion with limited resources, with limited materials. And in a computer, you are kind of opposite. It's like you can make like absolutely crazy, hyper realistic stuff, but instead you need to limit yourself. You need to limit these resources to create some illusion of working with traditional media. It's like working with traditional, I create illusion of reality. Working with digital, I create an illusion of working with traditional media. It's like, what the hell? It's some kind of weird fetish, kind of. That's why I don't like it. Так. Okay, anyway, so here we have this wheel. Crazy wheel. Okay. So later I will draw a whole motorcycle. So just first showing this crazy front wheel. Так. And then, so you see we have three situations. One, motorcycle standing on the ground. It's like 2-point perspective with 2 points being close to each other. So we have front wheel like kind of exaggerated like this. It's crazy. Then we have this situation when motorcycle standing on the ground, so it's kind of parallel to ground, but now it's like 3-point perspective with Y vanishing point being close to the vanishing point. And then now we have like, so here I make this, it's a situation when motorcycle kind of making a wheelie, so it's not parallel to ground anymore. It's so, and I also tilted horizon line. Так. So here is x-axis. Okay, so this one. Okay, so for motorcycle with this like rotation, kind of vertical rotation, right, when it's making wheelie, we have vanishing trace. So you see now we have this vanishing trace, because now motorcycle not follow Y vanishing point, it have a new vanishing point for vertical lines and a new vanishing point for horizontal lines. So this, again, this squares in perspective And here I put wheels inside the squares. You see? So it has this front wheel. So it's kind of front square. It's how crazy and exaggerated. And this is rear square, rear wheel. So, and again, notice that this both ellipses for wheels is just symmetrical to the shapes, consist of 4 equal parts. Okay, so wheel, or so kind of like ellipse, is like a line. So line is 2D form, but it also can be edge side of a 3D object, like kind of box, for example, right? So it's line, it's a edge of a box. So it's both 3D and 2D, same ellipse. Ellipse, it's always this 2D shape with like 4 equal parts. It's like absolutely symmetrical 2D shape, but it's also a line with 3D form. And when we draw in wheel, we use a not center of a ellipse. We're using center of a square, which is here and here. Okay. So this is centers of a square. And this is how they far from symmetrical center. Так, let's second.
Who are you?
Bond. Jim Bond.
Дум-дум-дум-дум-дум-дум. Так. Так. So. Yeah, okay, now let's draw this cross sections for this. Так. There's ooh, oh, oh, oh. Ah, also I have this picture. Wait a second. So, for example. Okay, so here you see. So you see this Y vanishing point, X vanishing point, but because motorcycle like not parallel to ground, so it's vertical lines tilted, right? So now these tilted vertical lines have a vanishing trace here. So what important also you see, it's always kind of line. To find vanishing trace, it should be line connecting Y and X vanishing points. So on this line, you find a vanishing trace. And then also a vanishing trace for horizontal. So it's like X vanishing trace. right? So if this one is Y vanishing trace, like vertical, and this like horizontal vanishing trace. So you see for horizontal it goes here, for verticals it goes here. And because all this vanishing trace and vanishing points, they're close to each other, we have this extreme distortion of right angles. Or right angles, squares. So square for a wheel. So and this was previous. Так. So here our center. Так. Так. This point. There is this. Так, so this center point go like this, and this center point go like this. Okay, let's also here center point. Так. Так. Because also when you draw digitally, I think it's kind of perfectly fine to use circle ellipse tool, because like Scott Robertson, like when he drew his traditional media vehicles like motorcycles, cars, he using this ellipse sets, I don't know, I just curious to draw it freehand. Так. So let's see, it goes this way. So if I will stack with freehand ellipses, okay, I will give up and take ellipse 2. I need to try first. Так, okay, looks not bad. Так. Так. Here will be closer. Так, then have alternatives. Так, and this one. Так. Так. Yes, like this. Так. So. Should be more like this. Так. Hello, Sleep Duck. Let's leave it here. Yeah, looks close. Yeah, so maybe it's this one, this part. Need to just... Okay, maybe this here. Так. So here we have this crazy wheel. Yeah. Now can draw a rest of motorcycle here. Так.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Так, so let's draw a cycle. This crazy extreme perspective. So I remind everybody, check out, should be linked to my Discord in description to video, and also this QR code, try QR code, must work and of course. Why chat? Chat. Oh. Chat is here. Так. Yeah, thank you for feedback, Sleep Duck. So motorcycles, there I was showing different approach. Like we can draw using blocks, or we can, like here, we can apply this Scott Robertson approach with side projection. So let's say, for example, for a book, I make some schemes, or how it's called, with layouts of different motorcycle side projection. So here is, let's say, chopper. It has this frame, and the front fork can be extended. So it's like, has this like customized choppers. So here, let's see how I can put this frame here. So if we look here, we have 1.5 right angle. Then also we can make kind of more squares for a top side. Like here. It will be too much lines. So just look how to avoid too many lines. So you see, it's like drawing in perspective. Sometimes it's like playing strategy game. Some kind of solving riddles. Only difference, in any game you play, all these computer games, right? Everything already solved. So you don't really solve anything. You just being groomed kind of by developers, kind of telling you like, oh, you're smart, look, you can solve this puzzle. But problem is like you cannot, it's like there is no way not to solve it. But when you create your own riddles, here you can fail. Here you feel this kind of adventurous risk of spend your time for nothing, because you've been doing all these lines and you did some mistake, and now you need to redraw it again and spend a couple hours to redraw it. So let's this motorcycle frame here. So first I will draw it as a flat side projection. Oh, where's my motorcycle at? Yeah, so and right now I'm working on this motorcycle book. I don't even interested to play any computer games. It's just like it feels so easy and boring compared to real problems you're trying to solve. Yeah, it's more fun than computer games, it's for sure. It's fun when you can do it. So it's kind of problem with everybody, right? No, I mean, it's a real problem actually everybody have with the drawing, is that it doesn't look the way we want it to look. So kind of feels this let's say, no, frustration, like lack of abilities, like disability, yeah, feeling disability, and but once you manage how to do it, you know, you have this joy, like you feel capable, and this feeling of being capable of solve real problems, real kind of puzzles, which nobody solved for you before, you know, is not some kind of sandbox kindergarten situation. So this feeling, it's much better, you know, it's real reward. Так, so let's see. Just thinking how to, no, I use other frame. Let's do other frame. Go away, stupid frame. Wait. So we'll do this, go rear end like this. So basically, you see, is like what video games selling. They selling this like illusion of capability, kind of. So no, it can be like different nuances, kind of, but in general, one of core element of every computer game, it's make you believe like you worth something and you can do something, right? You can be a leader, you can be like super kind of Max Payne kind of guy who just like survive in any situation, like you never give up and stuff like this, right? Like alpha male or super achiever kind of guy. So it's this kind of drug. But if you manage to kind of organize your life in a way that you can do what you love, and you can manage to provide, like by doing this job, work what you love, to make it on a high quality, which will be demanded by people, you know, so it's kind of you produce some artworks or educational materials or whatever, like useful stuff you can do with your own hands. And so you, by to achieve this, to do this stuff, you need to get through many advantages, kind of through many like complex problems which you need to solve yourself, because this kind of definition of doing your thing is that nobody can do it for you, even if they want, you know, even if they like your friends or somebody will look how hard you try and like they say like, hey, let's us do it for you. Just no way, just they just can't. Nobody can do it for you. You only can figure out how to do your thing. And when you succeed, and you will, you always eventually you will figure out how to do it, how to get to some decent results, which will have like feedback from people. Yeah, make you feel great, and then you just can't play computer games anymore. You don't waiting for GTA 6 or whatever. Just why? I just think sometimes, right? Like it's so stupid, kind of like some some two dolls kind of running around in a screen. You pushing these stupid buttons on the joystick or keyboard, and this doll jumping and I don't know, doing this like cartoony moves in this cartoony world on your screen. It's like, what the hell are you doing with your life, right? It's so waste of time. It's like, how much is it different from playing dolls when you are like over like 12, 10-year-old or something? It's the same. It's the same. It's like you just keep playing dolls. So, and they start to calling it sports, and I'm like, really? Like sport? It's like sport is like how to manage sit on your ass for 10 hours, or how much I sit. So okay, so here is like frame, motorcycle frame in perspective. Oh, it was below. Так. Let's also add так. I think like to a different layer. Because right now, like I working on so many problems simultaneously. It's like I making video for YouTube, right? I explaining, talking about the stuff. Also, I making drawing for a book. So this kind of will be drawing for a book. And also, like, why I making digital? Because I hate digital, right? Why I do digital? Because it's better when it's digital. It's like more convenient for a book. Like I have like very clean final drawing. But also I need all these intermediate layers. And when I draw, I need also to think to make like clean intermediate layers, which I can use for explanation in a book. You know, so it's kind of like it's crazy. It's like you have so many points of attention, kind of. Так. Yeah, I talking like about fun or not fun. All this, you know, all this it's nuances. It's like you don't have like one stable situation in your life ever, never, like nothing ever, just like one scene, one situation, one condition. In the real world, in the life, right, condition is always change. So if you kind of like create some approach which you think like work 100%, next moment all this will collapse and will be useless. So you should, instead of having like one approach, you should kind of be like more flexible, and you need to understand, like have some kind of principles, models, vision, so you can like you can read situation, you can react on a situation, and you have like some set of tools, set of kind of like methodics, techniques, which you can apply and adjust for changing situation, kind of, right? So all this, like fun or not fun, all this is just you you're juggling with it, you're applying it according to situation. Sometimes and mostly maybe like it will be perfect if you can always have fun when you draw, right? But sometimes you need to force yourself to draw. Sometimes you need just a draw, just work, you know. You don't need to feel happy, you don't need to feel anything, you just do your freaking job, right? And this like also in interview with Moebius, I talking about this every time. Also in my videos where I break down Moebius. Moebius say like a best mindset, best mood or condition for artists to draw comic books. It's natural. It's just like you don't need to have any strong emotion. You don't need to be angry, sad, happy, or excited, anything. No, just feel okay. Just kind of focus on make proper work. That's it. All you need. And also, like from my kind of life experience, let's say, like from my like inner observation of during drawing, being kind of drawing different stuff, I also notice, you know, it's like when you sometimes you have these moments like high intensity kind of bliss or ecstatic kind of state, like you draw and there's like, wow, so great, I love drawing, it feels so good. And yeah, it feels great and your brain remember it and you want repeats. You want to feel this way every time and all the time from you know after, right? But if you focus on it, it will not work. So you can't achieve this kind of like ecstatic states when you try to achieve them. They only came for some kind of unknown reason. Like you never know exactly like why you might get this like kind of dopamine or what's this serotonin. So, and Moebius talking about this what he mean. He mean like don't chase for this kind of like emotional feedback in your work. You don't think like it should feel certain way, or you like, you know, like so many beginners, amateurs, they think emotion it's important, it's some kind of like signal indicator you're doing it right or like you're talented. Because if you feel nothing or if you feel bad when you draw, it means you're not talented, it's not your bliss, it's not your thing, kind of. You need to find something which make you exciting, kind of, right? And you feel like exciting all the time. It's like, oh look, once I begin artist, I'm excited like all the time, every day, kind of this nonsense, right? When in reality, say no, you just once you decide to be artist, okay, just do what artists should do. Like, do your work. Just create pictures, kind of with like following proper steps, following techniques, following like methods of drawing. Так, maybe let's make it red. Yeah. And sometimes you will feel great. Maybe you will never feel great. Who cares? Just this is not why you draw, kind of, right? It's not why you choose to be artists. Not because you're some kind of junkie looking for fun or something. No, it's like, for me at least, how I see it, it's just something which make me feel on my place. You know, just make me feel alive, make me feel fulfilled, kind of. So here I'm doing my thing, kind of. I'm doing what I can do best, let's say, something like this, you know. So if like, no, my attitude, kind of, my vision, like, you get this world from God, kind of, like, you get life, you see all this stuff, you know. If you artist, right, I think from, again, my perspective, kind of, you should notice a world around you, like, look closer, kind of, right? And you once you will notice how incredible it is. Just, it's absolutely incredible. Nothing can describe how fantastic world and life is. It's unmeasurable and absolutely, like, priceless. And you've been given this, right? Like, I get this for free, kind of. No, let's say I was just given, it was given to me. And then, like, me as a like individual, kind of, right? Like, then I think, like, okay, so all this stuff around, I can experience it, but what can I give in return? So, and do kind of like my best, kind of like do my this effort, kind of. This how also I see is a way to give something in return, you know. So like, take play my part. So for me, it's like doing your thing is like play your part in this relationship between God and the human. Так. So then let's see. So this engine here, let's take black. So I'll draw two, or maybe it will be one. Yeah, let's make one exhaust pipe. Так, so. So exhaust pipe is like cylinder. Oh yeah, I'm doing art for a living already, like how long? Like 15 years. Like I'm not like a superstar in art. Like I'm not like uh living like a millionaire. Yeah. But I'm full-time artist kind of. It's already kind of living in a dream. It's you know, it's some kind of like achievement already. Так. And yeah, kind of like, because for me it's always my kind of like a problem, and also it's just like my preference. I'm not draw whatever people ask me to draw, right? So I only draw what I want to draw. So it makes it much harder um, to find jobs or make money as artist. So most of cases when you see this individual artists who draw in their stuff and they're like super rich, most of these cases, like 90%, it's because they have no good collaboration with agents, right? So it's more like agent achievement, let's say, in the sun, because it's very hard thing. All this marketing, branding, it's insane. It's or it's about connection, or it's about very professional manager. And if you're like not built kind of this way, if you're not like marketing genius, it's a serious problem. Так, so let's see. I just keep thinking. No, maybe yeah, it's better we'll go like this. It looks more realistic. So I have like kind of like freelance artist. I have some different projects. Sometimes I make my own projects, like this motorcycle book, for example. Right, so it's like I'm hire myself. It's my project. Also I teach. So sometimes in real life, private workshops, no, private classes, or workshops like for groups. Okay, so it's kind of stuck with this stuff. So, Yes, by mufflers. Так. Так, so and then. Так, so then we have this. So maybe this I will move a little lower. Okay. So here we'll triple tree clamp. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot to learn. And what do you want to draw? Like what kind of art, or where you want to work? What kind of projects you want to do? Yeah, it seems like now it's like concept artists will be harder to compete with AI in the future. But traditional media artists, they just will be like some kind of elite luxury, because you know, still from I mean, like artists, they still have this reputation of high status people. We're kind of like, if they're like hierarchy in society, right? Like artists, they're like transcend every hierarchy, and we are elites historically. So you can be poor, you can look weird, but if you can draw, you are automatically considered as a privileged member of society. No, at least I talking like in a Western world. Somewhere in Middle East, I don't know, they can hang you. They will look like, so like, what the hell? This circle look like Muhammad. Throw him from a roof, you know. So it's kind of course, depends like what society you live. Ah, okay. To the animation. Так. Frame. Yeah, don't know much about animation. Yeah, but animation, it's crazy. We need to draw a lot. Yeah, and I definitely need to have some essentials of perspective there. Так. Yes. Yeah, my point is just like, if you can, as soon you figure out what direction you want to go, kind of like what kind of art you want to do, but kind of like think of it from like a profession, like what, in which art you want to be professional. So earlier you figure it out, it will be better for you, because you will also learn faster when you have this clear vision. And understand this also helps if you analyze your favorite artists, right? Just kind of look what art you love, respect. Kind of like when you think about art, or like perfect example of real art in your mind, right? Which art works, what type of art, and which artists you will imagine. So you can make like pure ref file, or I don't know, just folders on your computer, and collect all these pictures, put it all together, and find like what is general idea with all of them. So what kind of like type of art it is, and what maybe like even like what kind of style it is, because you know, you have this perception of a real art, like a perfect example of real art for yourself. So when I was thinking about this for myself, I find is like, for me, is how I feel, you know, like I might think a lot of different stuff, like I can explain myself like real art is like build a cathedral and make a mural with like 10 meters and on 10-meter size, draw all super realistic stuff. But how I feel in reality, like being honest with myself in a room where there's nobody listening and watching, kind of like when I just think for myself. For me, real art is like when artist able to draw page of comic book, where it's just like empty page and you have story in your mind and you can like visualize this story like a movie kind of on a paper. And whatever you might draw, like environments, people, props, vehicles, anything. Like, so this kind of comic book artist who can draw everything from his imagination, kind of. And it's okay if it's like stylized, simplified, it's not like super realistic, but it has this energy, kind of, it feels real. So it's also так. So, driver, writer. Так, writer. Selection. And handlebar. Так. Like Rolling Stones. Actually, like in all Rolling Stones, I only like two songs. It's only rock and roll, but I like it, and God give me everything I want. Only two songs, like I really understand. Kind of understand this message, and I think it's very cool. Like, and I like that they like kind of they really mean it. Like Mick Jagger, he's really this kind of guy. So when he sing it, it's really who he is. And all other songs, I just don't care. Yeah, focusing on one direction is not only a good idea, it's only way. It's only way. And it doesn't mean like you will only draw this thing for the rest of your life, right? But it's mean you choose direction in which you should became professional, okay? And all rest you can do as a hobby, you can do like just exploration, interest, fun, whatever, experiments. But this one direction you choose to became kind of professional in it. So this is how it always works. Because you can't be like, you can't become just good artist. It's a nonsense. It's a nonsense. It's like trying to become like perfect athlete, right? Like, I don't know exactly, like I will be like a runner or a power lifter or basketball player or swimmer. I kind of just want to do all of this. I just want to be like perfect athlete, you know? Just okay. Imagine like you want to be both swimmer and power lifter. How is this possible? Like how, how exactly it will work? Like a 200 kilogram boar. Like you will jump in a swimming pool and like half of water will immediately like going out. There will be like a shock wave, so others swimmers, they will be just like fly out of swimming pool. Or if you will be like a complexity of a swimmer and go to a lift like 400 kilograms. I mean, it's just nonsense. Так. So if you want, so you're training for specific sport, same like artists, you learning to do specific type of art. Because you need to be good at least with one kind of work, at least one. If you try do everything good, you will be bad with everything. Так. There's strong foreshortening for right there. Let's just... and also full tank. Should be full tank there. So to find place for his head. Full tank here. So there kind of this bottom wheel. Yeah, you see, like, sketching objects in different perspective is not like a different profession. So point here is that once you like you want to draw creating characters, is this like an actual job, right? So just look at it this way. It's like can you be like full-time freelancer or artist who drawing characters, so you kind of like character artist? Maybe, I don't know, but treated this way, right? So and then you look what you need to learn, what kind of skills you need to be this like master professional character artist. And then you can find some artists who already like top industry artists, right? And you listen what they say. Maybe they even do workshops, they have make books or tutorials or whatever, right? And they explain, okay, as because characters have props like firearms, different tools, equipment, and then you need to learn how to draw these props, how to draw 3D objects in perspective, right? So it's all aligned with your profession. It's not like scattered different skills, like, oh, I just remember I need to learn anatomy, like, oh, I just remember I need to learn perspective, like, oh, like next second. So you can't do anything because you constantly change your direction. You say like, oh, I need to learn perspective. Like, okay, you sit, you spend like 30 minutes or 1 day or 1 week, and then suddenly like, oh, I need to learn how to work with the color, how to create like hyper realistic oil paintings. And then it's like, wait a second, I want to make 2D animation. And then you change for start to kind of study 2D animation. And then it's like, wait a second, but I also want to learn how to draw like horses, like running horses. And like, I want to be like Western artists. I want to draw cowboys. And then you like again you spend 1 week drawing cowboys, and then you can like, wait a second, I want to be cyberpunk artist. I want to draw like sci-fi. Just like Jesus Christ, like choose one direction, focus on it to become professional. Okay. And then you see like within this profession there is some versatility, there is like some different branches kind of, right? Like, because if you are like character artist, okay, you can draw like different kind of characters. You can draw like robot characters, like I don't know, like mutants. You can draw future historical characters. You can draw also as a part of being character artist. It's also like you can be like real life portrait artist, because some kind of like aligned, connected, but your main focus is not to become like a best or professional portrait artist, but to be like character artist, if it's a real profession. Like, I don't know, maybe it is somewhere, but I think it's too narrow. Better like if you like illustrator, kind of, not just character artist but illustrator, right? So you can draw characters, you can draw like scenes with your characters. I think this is more like a real profession, because you need to, it's better if you can draw, not only draw character but draw character in some situation, right? To kind of show what character can do, or like how he behave in certain situations, or like where he from. So it's kind of like illustration, kind of telling some background story of your character. So I think better like kind of phrase it for yourself as a illustrator, or maybe like concept artist. So here you can look for definitions, just like I say, like real profession. And you can find like people who work in this profession, and from them you learn everything you need. Okay, this is how simple it always works. Real education, it's only master apprentice. Everything else is just some kind of form of this master apprentice education, or it's not real education at all, because only way we learn is when master like pass down his knowledge kind of to newcomers. Okay, so it's always about people. Because like otherwise you need to reinvent bicycle, or you need to kind of like learn from books, you know, or I don't know, books still made by people, right? So still it's kind of like master giving his knowledge through book. So yeah. Так, yeah. So, and it's okay if you don't have like 100% certain answer right now. Take this idea and, like I say, find people. When you find these people, you listen to them, you look how they live, you look how they work, and you just say like, do you want to work and live like them? And if it's exactly what you want, that's it. This kind of clarity you need. Так. Because it's kind of a problem with artists, you know, sometimes they're like too much detached from real world. And like, I understand this when I was in art university, so I was studying in the oil painting department. And then I decided to switch for a sculpture department because they just seems to me like more serious. They had like much better community there. Like because my group in oil painting, it was just some bunch of rich girls with like gossip all the time. I was like, what the hell I'm doing here? It's like, or I quit university or I switch to sculpture. So I switched to sculpture, and I realized, you know, there like teacher is a real sculptor who doing projects, who making sculpture which like being placed around a city in a different other cities, even internationally. So he know how to make art which sells, and like how to make it on a level, on a quality which is no, you know, like standard, like not substandard, but like decent, like professional level. So, and he teach students to this. So when they finish education there on a sculpture department, they are already have this set of knowledge which they need to be professional sculptors, so they can take real projects. On the oil painting department, okay, like, oh yeah, we paint, we make some paintings. What happened when you finish oil painting department in my hometown? At least it's not like Moscow or something. Nobody know, like, do whatever you want, you know. You can you can become like internationally, make exhibitions of your works, you know, like, I don't know, find clients. You need to figure out how to find people who will buy your works, or you just go back and teach in the same university. So, and because of this like uncertainty, it's like no clear structure, like what final goal, like what kind of profession they've been taught, you know, like what they will do with their knowledge. No clarity. And this affects quality of education too, because it doesn't have direction, you know. Just paint some apples, or I don't know, like some models sitting in the class. Okay, but what do with this after? You know, what is the motivation also for students? How can they feel that they get closer to their dream job? They can't, because they're not getting closer to anything. It's just some kind of improvement towards unknown, kind of. It's just like a vector somewhere. That's it. And it's like really huge difference. Like sculptures, architectures, designers, they had much better education from my perspective, because like they already, when during education, they already start to do real job, real projects. Like their teacher who have real projects, from who have real clients, real money, he start to give them work from their projects. So students already know how to make money when they work there. So same with you, like you need at least one profession, right? Like if you manage to do one profession on a professional level, so you can make money with it. This should be your goal, and this only goal makes sense to have. Not like express yourself, not draw because it's fun for you. It's all like secondary. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, I know this is just how life works, right? Like to have really like good improvement, good results, and really get somewhere, you need to make it professional goal for you, not just not like self-expression goal or like dream of making some super painting or super comic book. No, in reality it's not like this. Okay, anyway, so it's kind of like I need to go. So I think on this stage I will leave it here, but anyway, so I will finish it later. It will be detailed kind of motorcycle, as you see on a GIF on the left. But here, yeah, today, so what I want to show first of all is this ellipses, right? So what happened with ellipses, and why sometimes we see this kind of weird wheels and this with crazy distortion. Yeah, so sleep duck, like I recommend it. I will like let me give you link right now. So before I leave, I will give link right now. I have video how to improve in art. It's my favorite video. I always talk about this, but I think it's really like it's something I want everybody who begin to watch. It's very important. Так. Here. Okay, so watch this video. Really important and good information for you. Так, so thank you everybody for watching. See you next time. Push like, share, and join Discord. Go to my Discord.